Blessed ones of the nations of the world. One more time, this is your brother Dan Moses, of Saint of Sapodi of TRC, Ghana. Coming to you from the land of Ghana with a continuation of our expose, Testimony, New World Disorder. We are receiving this expose on September the 27th, 2022, in memorial of the 3rd anniversary of my father, Nana Edubofo Jan, whom the wickedness, the evil of this dangerous US undercover agent ended in the cutting short of my father's life on the 27th of September 2019 through cowardly secret medical terrorism, which cover up since 2019 by forces in America. The evil biggest terrorist of the world, Nana Akufo, has resulted in global medical terrorism against America, against Ghana, against United Kingdom, against humanity and the nations of the world, under the guise of COVID-19. Did you hear that? I'm saying that it was the COVID-19. China is never the source. The source of that COVID-19 orchestration, which the US government know that it's man-made and not by nature. It is man-made or by accident. It is man-made, for which reason they were accusing China, which China they knew was in reference to an African, and that nation, China, had to fight them back. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Joe Biden is guilty of medical terrorism. Nana Addo Akufo is guilty of medical terrorism. They all had to impeach themselves and get themselves removed from office and be thrown to jail. That is their portion, together with the evil man in America called Fauci. They have engaged in medical terrorism against humanity. Mr. Who? Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, this is the African. He's saying that you have engaged in medical terrorism due to hate crime against the African. And by the grace of God, the African is alive. The human race still continues. And we are debating terrorism against the human race. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world. This exposés that we are receiving on September 27th, they are a special dedication to the precious soul of Nana Edubofo Jan, and also to Nana Kojo Edu, both of whom have been medically terrorized through medical terrorism. Their lives have been cut short just to cover up the heinous crimes of the US undercover agent, to justify medical terrorism. Years of medical terrorism by Joe Biden, by Barack Obama, by Hillary Clinton, by evil minds in America against me. They must seek to cover it up. And they have engaged in medical terrorism against humanity and against my family. I've killed 2 of my family members through medical terrorism. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Humanity. So we have understood that it is never true that Nana Kojo Edu inherited any mental health issue from any member of the family. It is never true. Investigation by the Mossad, investigation by the FBI, the CIA, by the KGB, by the MI5, all the intelligence community of the world can prove that Nana Kojo Edu was a victim of criminal negligence at the hands of Georgina Opon, the crime counterpart, who has been the crime counterpart of this US undercover agent since 2007. That was the genesis of Nana Kojo Edu's plight. Sound, physically sound, mentally sound, and able child that was born. suffered criminal negligence, and it has been exploited by fellow humans to the cutting short of his life. Akufo to the program, testimony, the word, this one. I'm saying that the funeral of Nana Kojo Addo was orchestrated, was being manipulated by political evil forces for Nana Addo Akufo, the tribalized national security of Ghana, to cover up the crimes of the dangerous US undercover agent. That is all the funeral was being used for. Ghana, Akufo to the program, testimony, new world. We should not forget that I have exposed to us that at the funeral of my father, Nana Edubofo Jan, on February the 7th, 2020, Nana Kojo Addo was present at the funeral, my brother. And at that funeral, Nana Kojo Addo, who walked from home, dressed with all the mourners, was sitting at the funeral and was crying his heart out. My father is dead. My father is dead. Helplessly, and all mourners were watching that helpless son, because when he was alive, his heart was knitted to the heart of his father. Humanity and the nations of the world. At that time, Nana Kojo Addo was still going through his challenges that he suffered from his childhood, a criminal negligence situation that made him totally disabled from his childhood. He was still going through that situation. However, America, Ghana, and the nations of the world have told us that when my father, Nana Edubofo Jan, on the 27th of September 2019, his life was cut short through medical terrorism, I was compelled to flee Ghana for America for the sake of my dear life. I got to America. I landed in America in October. In less than 5 weeks of the cutting short of my father Nana, cutting short of the life, the medical terrorism taking his life, of my father Nana Edubofo Jan, the dangerous US undercover agent, through the Montgomery County Police, the FBI, criminal minds in America, of the White House, who have been aiding the evil since 2007. They took over the mind of the US undercover agent, money laundering undercover agent, to come rob me of my income through the 7-Eleven company owned by one Anila. I refused for them to rob me of my income, and the result was the immediate taking of my uncle Nana Daniel Opoku Eji's precious life through medical terrorism at the Kokonfanochi Hospital. So under 5 weeks, the undercover agent ensured that 2 of my family members had been killed through medical terrorism. Akufo to the program, testimony, new world. That is the extent at which the hatred of Akufo Addo and the undercover agent has brought this beautiful world that we have into. Akufo to the program, testimony, new world. Humanity. At the taking of the life of my father Nana Daniel Opoku on the 6th of November 2019, I had to prepare and leave the US back to Ghana to come bury my uncle, to come bury my father, Nana Edubofo Jan, in the month of February. But within those periods, before I came to America, I came to Ghana, between September, October, and November, I had been exposing at the White House and to the powers that be in America and to the United Nations, International Criminal Court, as to how the new terrorists in Ghana and their cronies in America have started killing my family members one after the other. This resulted in global orchestration by the evil minds hiding in America, their cronies in Ghana, immediately orchestrating the COVID-19 to seek to silence me and shut the entire human race, lock us down, to suppress me from openly exposing the evils of the US undercover agent of the killing of my family members one after the other. Ghana, Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. So in February of 2020, I came to my father's funeral. And what was happening at the funeral is that the politicized national security of Ghana have infiltrated the funeral with, United Kingdom, hear this, with a hall sent from the United Kingdom. Beatrice Adoya, United, don't worry about it. I want you to see how dangerous Nana Addo Akufo and evil Joe Biden is. This is not, we should not look at Barack Obama and Donald Trump. This is Joe Biden. He is behind this evil. It is him on the throne. Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Yes. So, at that funeral, it has been infiltrated with criminal minds that has been sent from Canada. Georgina Opon from Canada. Beatrice Adoya from the United Kingdom. And many others. They have infiltrated my father's funeral and they have orchestrated a plot to go get me raped in a guest house where Georgina Opon and Beatrice Adoya were lodging with the national security operative, and I had to capture them on camera. And because of how much endangered my life was, I had to flee from the funeral. Didn't even wait for the funeral to end. I had to flee for my life at my own father's funeral, unknown to the entire family how much endangered my life was at the hands of evil forces in America, the government of Nana Addo Akufo, the politicized national security, and this US undercover agent. They wanted to assassinate me at my own father's funeral when they are plot to get me raped by Beatrice Adoya. Beatrice Adoya is not a British. She is a Ghanaian born and a friend of Georgina Opon. Ghana, America, Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Canada, watch. You see this? This is me taking out the wedding ring of Georgina Opon out of the case and blessing the marriage of Georgina Opon, because when Georgina Opon, who was my sister and was therefore called Georgina Addo before married to a Canadian called Samuel Opon of Canada, during the marriage, because of the pastor, the man of God, didn't want to be a part of the marriage. He had to desert the marriage in the course of the ceremony and departed. A huge shame was coming. I stood up and intervened in the situation. Took the ring. When it was asked that who is the man of God to bless the ceremony, the man of God had departed, and a big shame was to be visited on Georgina Opon. My sister, the daughter of Nana Addo Jan, and the brother of Nana Kojo Addo. I stood up. I said, I am the man of God to bless the marriage. The hosts and gathered were shocked. I was giving the wedding ring, the engagement ring. I blessed it and I put the marriage together. Georgina Opon, an opportunity was opened for her as a result of the grace of God upon my life and the blessing I made. She was taken to Canada, but because she doesn't have a good heart, could not keep the marriage. The marriage fell on a dead rock, and she's no longer married to Samuel, Mr. Opon. So she's no longer Georgina Opon. Canada, she is Georgina Addo now. Akufo to the program, Testimony New World Disorder. This same Georgina Addo is the one that was contracted by the National Security of Ghana, a political party of Nana Akufo, to get Beatrice Adoya at the United Kingdom, to bring her down to Ghana, our father's funeral, to come get me raped, just because they want to destroy me for being a sexual pervert. Make up a lie and get me destroyed in the interest of the dangerous US undercover agent who plotted to get me lynched and got me kidnapped at the time she was engaging extramarital infidelity, sexual perversion, when he had plotted to kill his own husband through lynching and kidnapping. Akufo to the program, Testimony New World Disorder. Humanity. The same Georgina Opon, who is behind the plight of Nana Kojo Addo, which he suffered from months after his birth till his death. This same Georgina Addo was the individual that in 2009 I had to fly from US to Canada to go visit her because she had told me that she was not feeling well. I took my little daughter, who was just under 3 years old, and her sister Grace, who was then having been born so fresh, just under a year. I took them and went to visit Georgina Opon in the city, in the land of Canada, Toronto. Canadian immigration, or say our sample is the one speaking. Check the immigration record. 2009, I was there to visit my sister in her helplessness. However, the person whose marriage I blessed is the same person that has sought with some individuals of the family and this US undercover agent to seek my life to destroy. And after the life of our father, Nana Akufo, had been captured through medical terrorism, they unleashed unthinkable medical terrorism for 3 years, indiscriminately. against Nana Kojo Addo rendered him bedridden, and in a state where Nana Kojo Addo was not there. His body was rotting. When I came from US to come witness him, he was not there. His body was getting rotten. That is the cruelty of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo, Joe Biden, and forces in America. In the interest of this dangerous US undercover, they must destroy me by every criminal means to cover up the medical terrorism of this dangerous US undercover agent against me and her years of heinous crimes. Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world. As I speak today, not the US, no nation of the world can tell us, not the World Health Organization, can tell us the origin of COVID-19. It is not China, it is no other. They cannot tell us, because COVID-19 was a willfully orchestrated diversionary tactics to shut down humanity, to medically terrorize us, to divert our attention from years of terrorism against Ghana, cowardly secret terror, killing of my diplomat, politicians, religious leaders, my Reverend Dr. David Nabemado, my celebrities, journalists, since 2007, killing us because we are Ghanaians, we are African, we don't belong to somebody's tribe. COVID-19 was orchestrated, and the China that they were referring to is no other than my code name. That is why I'm telling you that if we are to think through the date that they are giving us, that for the COVID-19 having hit the world, it's around September 2019, October, November 2019. But that is a lie. It was in September 2019, because I was exposing the heinous crimes of the US undercover agent. That so-called COVID-19 was orchestrated to shut the world, to divert our attention from the medical terrorism by Joe Biden and his cronies, by forces in America. I say Joe Biden because he has been around since 2008 and ought to impeach himself and get himself out of the White House to prison, because all men are created equal. Humanity and the nations of the world. Nana Edubofoja never died. We are continuing. We shall get. I'm just giving you a gist as to how my brother's life has been cut short. We shall hear some more and know that we live in a dangerous world. This is not atrocity by the United Kingdom. No. This is not by Prime Minister Liz. No. This is by evil Joe Biden of the White House. New World Order. This is by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo, the biggest terrorist of the world. Yeah, he's the one we are talking about. Obia Wudi. Everybody has a name. This is not by Canada. Understand? And it is not by the United Nations. It is by global evil minds who have hijacked America, hijacked United Kingdom, hijack Ghana, hijack the United Nations, and are doing as they please in worship of this dangerous US undercover agent at the expense of humanity. But God is good all the time, and our moment of liberty is here. Ghana, remember, United Kingdom, remember that when I got to Ghana in the month of May, the same Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo and the people behind the COVID-19 agenda had quickly orchestrated. At the time, they were exploiting Nana Kojo Addo to death at the Techima Hospital. They quickly orchestrated an agenda of monkeypox. God crashed it. They wanted to medically terrorize again. I told United Kingdom, don't let them medically terrorize you. Quickly, some weeks after, they quickly backtracked and tried to, with the So whatever pox, monkey pox or what, racist agenda, they were pointing finger at West African nations. I said that is stupidity. That is hatred they are bringing again. Then they backtracked. Now they came up with this man and the Police and National Security. Evil minds. They came up with more back agenda with Ghana being the origin. I mean, Triamoka. One more time, God crashed it, and they couldn't medically terrorize United Kingdom. They couldn't terrorize the US. They couldn't terrorize Ghana. They couldn't terrorize humanity under monkeypox vaccination or under Marburg vaccination. They are exposed. We shall continue with what to do. God bless you. God bless my home in Ghana. Bye bye.